In this video, we will show you how to replace your front grille panel on this Ford Fusion. This will be located along the front of your vehicle. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. The first thing we'll do is open the hood. Once you've done so, safely make your way under the front of the vehicle. Under the front bumper cover, you're going to find that you have several 7mm headed bolts that make their way all the way across the front bumper cover. Go ahead and remove all of these. Inspect the mounting hardware as you remove it. Replace it as necessary. Now to gain access to the back side of the fog lamp assemblies, you could just push your way up inside here, or you can just remove this 7mm headed bolt and you'll have a lot more flexibility. Now we can move this out of the way and gain clear access. To disconnect this, you'll find it has two locking tabs, one on each side of the bulb itself. Go ahead and carefully tug those away and start pulling this down. A quick inspection for corrosion, assuming that looks good, hang that wiring aside. Go ahead and do the same on the other side of the vehicle. Now that both side fog lamps are disconnected, make your way inside the wheel well. You're going to find that you have 3 push clips and 1 Phillips head screw on each side of the bumper cover. To gain access to that Phillips head screw, we'll start by removing the push clips. For the push clips, you just go ahead and carefully remove the center to unlock it, and then remove the outer portion. We'll give it a quick inspection and move along. At this point, we'll take hold of this and gently start pulling it away. The Phillips head screw is located up inside this area. Now that we have that separated, the next thing we'll do is continue on to taking hold of this area. We have to press up against the reflector lens and tug away on the bumper cover. Be careful not to break anything here. Start separating this. Now I'll make my way across the fender here. Once again, we're being careful not to damage anything. Once you have this side completely broken free, make your way over to the other side of the vehicle and do the exact same thing. After both sides are broken free, we'll continue up near the engine compartment. You're going to find that you have 2 push clips holding this down and also 2 mounting bolts. We'll start with the push clips. Go ahead and break these free. Typically, I like to leave these in though. And we'll move along to fully removing each of the mounting bolts, and then we can pull these out while we remove the rest of the bumper cover. Just make sure that one's loose. Use your 10mm for each of those bolts. While you finish removing these push clips, make sure you're holding onto the bumper cover so it doesn't fall down and potentially get damaged. Remove the bumper cover from the vehicle. Now over in an area that we can work on this bumper cover, we're going to continue on along each upper corner. You have a Phillips head screw that holds a rubber bumper in place. Go ahead and remove that Phillips head screw and the rubber bumper. Do the same to both sides. Once you have those out of the way, the next thing we'll do is have a look along the back side here. You're going to find that you have 3 mounting nuts along each side of the grille. Let's go ahead and remove those. We'll make our way towards the center. And now all the way over towards the other side. Now that we have those out of the way, we'll be continuing on with a small pocket screwdriver. You could also use some pliers if you need to. What we're looking for is all of these locking tabs that make their way across, holding the grill to the grill mount. On each one of these tabs, there is a small locking tab in the center of it. You just want to go ahead and press that away. and then you should be able to press down on the grill, pressing that away. With that starting to separate, we'll just continue down the line. There we are. We'll separate that. Now that we have that out of the way, let's continue on to each of our locking tabs. You're going to find that you have some along each side holding the grill mount to the bumper cover. Use a small pocket screwdriver or small prying device and carefully make your way in between the locked areas so you can start separating this. Once you have one side starting to come apart, we'll make our way down along here. Just keep separating this. As you make your way down here, we have some locking tabs. For the bottom, essentially you just want to make your way in between the two pieces and gently separate them. You should be able to pull this apart. Make our way across. Let's lift this up and out of here. With the bumper cover out of the way, the next thing we'll do is continue on to removing the lower aspect of the grill from the grill mount. This will have several more 10mm headed mounting nuts making their way across and several locking tabs. Use a small pocket screwdriver or prying device, make your way up against that locking tab, go ahead and pry against it and start pressing this down and out. Let's install the grill mount onto the bumper cover. Carefully take this and put it in position, aligning all of your locking tabs. As for the center locking tabs, those will need to go up and behind here and in and through each of their corresponding holes. Before we press anything in and lock it up, it's always a good idea to make sure everything matches up accordingly. We'll continue on pressing it in. Once you feel as though you have the entire top area pressed in, we'll continue on down along the bottom. Let's continue on with our lower grill pieces here. For this, you're going to want to make sure you flex this a little bit so you can slide it into place. You have the larger beam. Once you feel as though you have it lined up, we're going to press this in. Let's make our way along the backside. Along the backside, we'll continue on with our nuts. When you tighten these, keep in mind you are only screwing onto plastic. We only want to hold things in place. We don't want to break anything. You may have to hold pressure along the forward side there. While holding this up, we'll just go ahead and tighten that nut. Take the grill and put it along the forward side of this. We'll bring it up into position, aligning everything. You want to make sure you press it in until you hear a click. Just make our way across, pressing everything in. Now it's time for the mounting nuts. Let's have a look along the top. We'll continue on with our bumpers here. Go ahead and start in that Phillips head screw and snug it up. We'll do the same on both sides. All right, let's get this over to the vehicle. Bring this over towards the vehicle. We'll be aligning it along the top. As you bring this into position, continue on with your push pins in the center. Push in the outer portion, lock it in with the center. Once you have those push pins in there, we'll continue on with our 10mm headed bolts. Go ahead and start them in and snug them up. Now once you've done that, we'll be making our way along each side. You're going to find that you have mounting points. We'll take that bumper cover, align it properly, and press it into position. Once you feel as though you have it in position, continue on by taking hold of the fender liner while you hold that bumper cover and start putting in your Phillips head mounting screw. That'll go straight up through. Now we'll align the wheel well with the bumper cover. Put in your push pins. Once you have those push pins in, continue on underneath this panel. We'll be reconnecting our fog lamp. Take that and slide it into position. Listen for a click, give it a nice little tug, make sure it is properly secured. Continue on to taking this and putting in the proper position up above the bumper cover and above the lower shield here. At this point, we'll pause on this side of the vehicle and do the exact same thing on the other side. After we've done so, we'll continue on with all of our mounting bolts making their way across. Let's continue on with our mounting screws. Okay, friend, we've got our vehicle back together. At this point, close the hood, take your vehicle for a road test, and listen for any funny noises. Aside from that, thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.